And welcome back again. We are here with Daryl Reed. Daryl, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you.
I'm going to have you start and tell us kind of how you got into all this, and then we'll talk about the different products.
I'd love to do that. Well, the company's name is Smokin Joe Products. We produce a line of sauces, hot sauce, barbecue sauce, buffalo wing sauce, extra hot sauce, etc. The company was originally started in the mid-90s by a very dear friend of mine named Frank Walker in the Chicago metropolitan area. Unfortunately, Frank died about 2 years ago in March. And because we were so close and because my background was packaged goods marketing, working with Fortune 500 companies, the family asked me to step in and help keep the company going because it's an excellent product and they just needed someone to keep things going. So that was basically how I started. And since then, we've expanded our distribution, we've introduced new products, and we're very happy. But Frank did an outstanding job developing the product and getting the company going.
Yeah, one thing we've learned today, you got to have a great product, and you have to have that fire in your heart just to keep going because it can be tough to get in that marketplace.
You're absolutely correct. Being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart, you know. And I always thought that one day maybe I'd like to be an entrepreneur, but I never wanted to do a startup company from the scratch. So it was untimely, it was mixed feelings, you know, that with Frank dying, I had that opportunity, and so I'm really trying to fulfill his vision and accomplish some of the things he thought about and add on to that.
Well, and you have a lot of different products here. I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about what you have and what goes into some of the development of all these products.
Okay, very good. Well, the first product that we started with was our 17-ounce hot sauce. And that's our #1 seller because that's the best distribution because it's been around the longest. And then we went to the extra hot sauce. And then we just saw a growing demand among consumers for sauces to help enhance the flavor of a product. Now, one thing we try and do, first of all, is develop a delicious tasting product. Now, sometimes people ask me the #1 question, is it hot? You know, that's the #1 question. When I always tell them, well, it depends on your own taste preference and profile. It's almost like someone's fingerprints. Everybody has a different profile and taste. But fundamentally, it's blended to enhance flavor, not overpower it. I never liked the sauces that were so hot that you couldn't taste what you were eating. So that's sort of the fundamental premise of Smokin Joe, is to have a good tasting product. In addition to that, we're a lot lower in sodium. I guess I won't mention my competitors who have more sodium, but look at the labels and you'll see when you're at the shelf. And then we expanded also to a great garlic sauce. This is a garlic flavored sauce for people who like a little spice and a little garlic. Then we have a buffalo wing sauce. And this year we just introduced our barbecue sauces. We have a golden honey barbecue. And because our garlic sauce was so popular, we've come out with a garlic barbecue sauce. One of the few that are out there in the marketplace. I know the competition is going to steal my idea and be running with it next year, but I guess that's a high form of flattery, yes. And then we also have a steak sauce. We have a Worcestershire sauce. We have what we call our mean green seasoning, which is for salads and greens, mustard green, turnip greens, liven them up a little bit. And then we have our Cajun peppers. So we have a wide range of products for a different profile for what people like, all with the objective of heating up the flavor and making a product that's better tasting than our competition.
Well, and certainly when you're looking at products like this, what is that timeline to get them in the marketplace and to get them into stores? I know it kind of depends, but especially for folks at home who've never done something like this, you're not looking at something you're doing in a couple months.
Oh, no. This takes a while to do. Also requires some financial resources, depending upon what your objective is. Usually the first shock to most people who want to do something like this, they may have a delicious family recipe, but what they don't realize is that when you're doing a family recipe of something at home, cost usually is not a consideration. You're trying to make something that's good for your friends that they enjoy. Now, when you take that product and talk about trying to mass produce it and be on the shelf to products that are more competitively priced, that's when the rubber meets the road. You also have to think about the shelf life. And when you're making a fresh product at home, you don't have to worry about shelf life. You throw it out in a week or two. Well, if you have a product that only lasts about 2 weeks on the shelf, you're not going to make it through the distribution channel before it even gets on the shelf. So that's one of the problems that a lot of people have, is that realization that I cannot really mass produce my family recipe because it's going to cost too much. And so you've got to figure out how much money you're going to make. You have to do a good cost accounting, see what your product costs, look at what you need as a margin to want to introduce it. You have to think about the retailer has to add their margin on top of that. But I just talked to a young lady about a half hour ago who had a product that she wanted to introduce, and her cost was higher than some of the retail products that are already out on the shelf.
It does make a difference. You're looking at that all-around market.
Aspect. What's your marketing program going to be? What customers are going to carry your product? How are you going to get distribution? How are you going to maintain distribution? So there's a lot of things like that. We've been fortunate at Smokin Joe to try and tie in with most of the customers that carry us. And we're fortunate. We're carried by Meyer. We're in the international aisle. And Meyer's a very good company, a very family value-oriented company, and we're pleased and very happy working with them.
Well, Daryl, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Folks, make sure you visit us on the website, and we'll tell you how to get these awesome products at home.